Hi again, and welcome back to Doing Life with Itzy on a Bitsy Budget. Today we're going to be working on a guest book. So let's go ahead and just get started. We're here in the laundry room, and I've got everything laid out that we're going to need to make the guest book. But I do want to show you my guest book, the one that is inspiring me to teach you and make another one. I did not make this book. I bought it at a thrift store or an antique store or something at Warner Robins Jr. We featured part of this guest book when we did a previous video of my guest bedroom. And I bought this back in 2013 and put it in there. It's been a great idea. I love going back. The kids sign it. It has all kinds of papers in it. I've had to add some papers to it over the years, and it's just really a nice little thing to go back on. So we're going to learn how to make this. I purchased this book here as the book I'm going to use. How you prepare the book is you drill 2 holes in it, cut the spine off, and you can do that with either a saw, or you could do that with just by hand by cutting it with a razor knife and then pulling the book apart. So what you're going to do is just take the book completely apart like this. Now before we get started, I want to show you another idea. This is a Christmas book I have, and I was thinking you could buy any book and put a Christmas card on it and maybe do some edging or something around the border of your Christmas card. Find one you like. And you could also have this type of book. Now, this book my cousin gave me in 2005, and we have been writing in this book since then. I wanted to show you that each year I try to change up the color of the pen I put with it for everybody to sign. It's been so nice. My mother died a few years ago, and we can look back at Christmas time, and everybody sits down and reads this book, and they really enjoy the memories that you get, and you remember what happened at that Christmas and the funny things, or who won whatever contest. I throw a big party every year, and this has been so enjoyable. The other thing I use this for, which again is an organizational thing, which we know I'm big on making lists and organizing, but I take a sheet of paper at the end of the Christmas season, and I write down whatever I need to buy or change up or just incorporate the next year. Last year, I wrote myself a note, and it says, white Christmas tree, lights went out in office, needs a 20-strand light. Look for a string of lights with 9 lights in it for the tree topper. And so I have that. I know what to shop for before I even get started decorating. And then buy a wreath for the front door. Use the swag on the garage door. I changed up my wreath last year, and I didn't like the swag I put up there, so I made myself a note. Go ahead and buy a new wreath this year. So this helps me stay organized too. So again, just a little note in there from year to yourself makes a big difference. I always sign the book last, and I say about my whole Christmas season, who I had visiting and how much fun we had, or the crazy things that happened or didn't happen that year. Last year was a little sad because we didn't have our party because of COVID. So, those things will all be in here for later on for grandkids and great-grandkids to read. That's a real good idea. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. What we need, you're going to need some scissors, just a hole punch, and brackets. I bought 2 sizes because I didn't know what book I was going to actually use when I bought these, but I chose to use these bigger ones because again, you only have to have one book and you can keep adding like I've added. They use the bigger ones too. Theirs are a little smaller than mine, but this was a thicker book, and when I looked at the 2 sizes I could get, which I bought from Office Depot and I bought these from Michael's, trying to get the right size, I thought, I'll use the bigger ones because this is starting out a little larger than mine did anyway. All right, so what you're going to do first is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to drill those holes like we talked about. And when you drill those holes, you're going to, let me find my little cheat sheet here. You're going to take one of your, hold on just a second, here it is. You're going to take some of your paper and you're just going to go ahead and do one. Then I use this one to mark wherever I'm going to need, whatever other papers I need to cut. So I take it, I put it on here. These are ones that are not marked yet, and I mark all of them first. Now, if they're the same size or several different pages, I don't worry about that. I just do, you know, you can punch 3 or 4 sheets of paper depending on how thick they are. Then after I get them all marked, sometimes I decorate the edges. So let me show you that. This is a little punch device. And sometimes you can just do the edge. You could do 1 or 2. They don't have to be perfect. Now you can make this as perfect as you like it. For me, I'm okay with it being just kind of here and there. So I just punch myself out of space and I don't have to run it. I kind of like it like that. But it's up to you. Then I bought these cheap little scissors at the dollar store. I'm sure you could get a better pair somewhere else. And I chose to cut the edges of some of these. So I made mine a little more decorative than what they did in my inspiration book because they just put the papers in here. Now I added that, so of course I did that one. But most of these are just plain paper, and that's fine too. Depends on what you like. Also, let me go back to that. You see how this is a cardstock, and there's different types and sizes of paper. If you cut it too short, don't throw it out. Just do one little hole in there. Somebody will sign it right like that. All right, so let's go ahead and here's an example. These were too short to go between those. I'm not going to throw them out. I'm just going to put it through that one top place. So what I'll do is I'll put you on pause for a minute, and I'll go ahead and punch these real quick, and then we'll start putting our book together. See you in a minute. As you can see, I went ahead and punched the holes in all of the papers. So now there would be some sort of method for me putting them in the book. What I did decide that I want to show you is I like that little emblem, and then there's a little Victorian picture. So I'm going to put that as my first one and start on top of this putting some papers. So you could, these are different sizes and colors, and they kind of graduate out. So I might put those in and then add some of these to it, like just whatever you like. Some of the shorter ones maybe next. But we're going to go ahead and just here and there and put the whole book together. And anything you need to adjust or cut, like this I punched it a little bit too high, too low. So I'll just cut the top of that right off. Somebody can still sign it. And another thing I was thinking of is, you know, it would be a good idea. A lot of times when I'm picking out paint colors, I'll go to Lowe's or whatever, and I'll pick all these different swatches, and they're like a cardboardy type paper. And I was thinking, you know, I keep them in a drawer. I'll show you. I always thought, what am I going to do with these? I hate to throw them out. I'm not going to take them back to Lowe's. So what I thought of when I was doing this is if you bought a smaller book or you wanted to incorporate those, and it'd be a nice thicker stock in different colors, just so you don't throw them out. It's a way to repurpose or reuse them, but they would be great for this type of book. All right, what I'll do is I'll kind of arrange this, and then we'll come right back to you so you can kind of see how I've chose to put it together. All right, I've got about almost all of my pages in, and you can see that I just chose to kind of put them in different levels, different colors. That's how I did it. Now you could do all the same color of paper, you could have them exactly the same size and cut them accordingly, but this is how I chose to do my book. And another thing I wanted to show you, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but there's an Air Force emblem. My son is in the Air Force. I'm not sure where I got this paper at, but the idea of, they sell little stamps and emboss things, so you could also do your initial. You could get one for your initial and have it at the bottom of every page if you wanted to do a more formal approach, or you could have a little flower arrangement or something on it. But I'll go ahead and put this in now, and then I'm going to save a couple of these colored ones. Now the good thing about using this, all I did was take it through the bottom first, and I can move it like this to get the pieces to go in easily, which makes it real nice. So the bigger one I think is a good choice actually. Then I'm going to put my cover on, or what I call my cover, and then the top of the book back in here. All you would do at that point is you would take this. This could make a great Christmas gift if you're on a budget and you're just wanting to give somebody something where they'll think of you for years and years. And here's how it all turned out. If you want to look at it, it's going to be in the room, and you can just open it like that, put your pen on it, and ask your guests to sign. You might write them a note to start it off. so that they know what to do. A lot of times I just remind whoever's spending the night, don't forget to sign the guest book. And I go in and read whatever it is they've left me the message on after they leave. And it's very nice. I hope you enjoy this. This makes great memories. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time.